Well, how does the Fourth Amendment, ratified in 1791, address the 21st century issues of backdoor data encryption? Emmy Award-winning legal and media analyst, commentator Lionel joins us now to answer these questions. So, Lionel, what are the biggest misconceptions about this legal issue in this particular case?
Well, the biggest misconceptions come, I hate to say it, from Mr. Cook and Apple. He could be doing a much better job in explaining the rudiments of this. Let me break it down this way. In law, this is called a case of first impression, meaning this is an application of a law or an interpretation of a law that no one has ever seen before. Up till now, the Fourth Amendment, which protects us from unlawful searches and seizures without warrants and without due process protections, that has been the focus. Today, Apple filed, a day before their Friday deadline, a new approach, signaling their new theory that there is a First Amendment argument. Now, what this argument says, and why this is so fascinating, is that by being forced by the government, in essence, to unlock, to provide a backdoor, to destroy their system, they're being forced through a form of conscription. They're being enlisted, they're being deputized, they're being forced, number one, to assist law enforcement. That's number one. Number two, when they provide a signature, because remember, all Apple products must be given the okay by any application or program that is added to it. Apple is saying that the government is forcing them to assume, in essence, speech. And this speech is the encryption. It's being forced to validate, to affirm the validity and the safety of this new form of software or this new operating system. What happens now is courts are looking around and they're saying, what the heck are they talking about? You're going to hear judges who are going to turn to law clerks, who are going to turn to amicus brief assistants and say, we've never heard of this before. This is so unique, so novel, so incredibly fascinating that what we're seeing is an area of law and an interpretation that no one has ever addressed in the history of American jurisprudence. That's how important this is.
Well, as a legal analyst, your mouth just must be watering at talking about all of this. What about the issue of the Fourth Amendment? Because you brought up some other constitutional questions. Does the Apple matter present a unique application of the Fourth Amendment?
Absolutely, because what's happening is that we're asking, Anya, we're asking, the court is saying, we want to go in, Apple, and we want what's on her phone. And we want you to do two things. Number one, we want you, again, deputizing and through this conscription, allegedly, we're asking you to help us, but your privacy, your thoughts, your data, your writing, your information, your personal property is now being the subject of this. The question then becomes, who owns it? The Fourth Amendment normally says, I can look in your car, to look in your purse, to look in your wallet, in your home. Here you have to ask the question, who really owns this? Are you consenting to this cloud? And also what's interesting is, imagine this, Anya. We're asking Apple to go in and basically destroy their system. What happens if the government believes that in the foundation of your home, in the base, the concrete base, there is a body, there's Jimmy Hoffa, and we want to search. And you say, but when you search, it's going to destroy my house. Too bad, which leads us to the next argument, and this is called a takings, almost eminent domain. The government is forcing Apple, in essence, to destroy its own system, because one of the reasons you and I buy the products is that we were promised by Tim Cook, no one can access our data. That encryption is impossible. All of that now is being shattered. So First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, even Fifth Amendment, again, a case of first impression that the legal community has never seen, and there is no parallel. This is groundbreaking. It's fascinating.
Lots of legal questions that we'll need to answer. This case certainly isn't going anywhere, so we'll have to have you back to discuss them. Legal and media analyst Lionel of Lionel Media, always a pleasure.
Thank you.